You was not content. Party version elsewhere on the island. What is important is that themselves worthy to. Are you shocked, Mr. William? Mr. Lee? Follow.
Oh, shit.
Trying to do their own little thing, but they can't do it, you know? We gonna do it like this. Sit back, relax, and be cool.
Have you ever heard of a slaughter? I wanna start dipping, sipping on that ST, get me the tripping. I don't slips, I bangs with that mad ass dog pound gang. It's a DPG thing. Corrupt from the SC. You wanna test me? Let's see if you'll survive 45 times. Like a hollow point headed for your dome. Take a couple steps, turn around in its zone. Couldn't withstand the murderous mental. I subdue and then take two to your temple. When I call Holocaust from what's written, niggas collapsing when the straps is spitting. Look, this is how it's done, nigga. I grab my strap, your best one, nigga. I give the fuck corrupt the kingpin of the clique. Literally G with the biggest
shit. A motherfucker better recognize. With the twist of my wrist like OJ, you won't die. I snack on motherfuckers like a bone. Wanna be the shit upon the microphone ever since I was born. Not to ever love a bitch. Learn game after game. That's why we are the best. Motherfuckers be gangin' style minute after minute. But soon as you get it, I smell the nigga shit. Now what would you do? If you can fuck with me or my crew. But you can't, so don't even think about stepping in the motherfucking hell. What would you do if you can fuck with me or my crew? But you can't, so don't even think about stepping in the motherfucking hell. Bitch, wanna fly all day while I steady make my pay every single day in the LBC. Cruising through the east side in your little style in the back of a green 6-4 bustin' freestyle.
no escape, give me the papes in the tape case. How much money could a nigga make in one place? The review ain't shit new. You stupid motherfuckers can't fuck with my crew.
I see all these niggas trying to get with my kinfolk. Get so many busters on the West Coast. And none to say the least, I see a few trick ass niggas laying low on the East Coast. And the question is asked, do you wanna rap and scratch my blast? Cause that nigga dead. I'll be the first one to hit him. Oh yeah, fuck BG knockout and every nigga down with him. Cause I'm a natural born killer. And I'm still a hack. Motherfucker, cause it's like that. Now what you did? Fuck with me.
Now it's so many motherfuckers that I can include. Who's quick to blast motherfuckers in a feud. It doesn't make a difference, cause it's about the quickest on the draw to end on existence. For instance, let's take these ruthless fools. These ruthless fools in a pound in one group. Assume it's only for conversation, so let's conversate. Slip a nigga to 38, then dip. Empty out the clip, mind on set trip, cause niggas talk shit.
Now what? A nigga had a prayer before a nigga died. Would the nigga be dead or would he stay alive? And if I was in your shoes, would I survive? Probably not. You probably let your Glock go pop. Now drop to your knees And picture that nigga dance, blowing in the breeze. Now what would you do if you could fuck with me?
But you can't, so don't even think about stepping in the motherfucking hell. What would you do
If you could fuck with me?
But you can't, so don't even think about stepping in my motherfucking hell. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
Yo. What's going on? Let me see, Boop. Put you back in there. Hopefully.
Uh-oh. Did we freeze?
Yo.
We all good?
Yeah, you here twice, man, but it's all good.
Where the other?
Uh-oh. Got double expert level.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all niggas is in for a treat.
Doppelganger game, man.
Oh man,
Nah, somebody dropped out.
Tonight?
Salute, King Jordan. I see you over there, Trav.
Tristy Trav, man. What's good with you, man? How's life treating you?
What it do?
Is that Rich down there?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I've been talking, shit.
Salute
right,
to the chat.
Everybody good? Alpha Villain, you in here? You in there?
I guess not. Guess not.
LDA.
Salute.
The Adams.
LDA, okay.
LDA for here.
Salute
to Sazo.
Trav, I hear Trav. Alpha Villains.
Yay.
King Jordan, you here? Shit, man. Zazo, what up, bro? Come in.
Shout out to Sazo off top with the 24
some technical difficulties. Man. Fuck, man.
So who shit is working right now? Me, you, Trav, and
me.
Link, Zazo. Yeah. So let's just lead off. We talking about what it takes, or what's the definition of a high value male. Who want to start it up? I got you. Thank you, bro.
Right, I'll spark it off. I got no problem doing that. As usual, shout out to everybody in the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean, for coming to check us out and listening to us. Shout out to Afi, always bringing the heavy hitters together. You know what I mean, to drop these gems. But we doing cam off and shit. But what is a high value man? You know what I mean? Usually I do a short and dirty answer, but for this particular topic, I kind of want to take my time just a little bit. I don't want to hog the mic too much, but I definitely want to get my point across. So the first thing I'll say when it comes to what is a high value man, I think I need to say the things that I believe don't make a high value man. You know what I mean? So I'll start off by saying, like, I don't believe that necessarily tangible things determine what a high value man is. When I say tangible, I mean like the type of car he drives, you know what I'm saying, what type of house he lives in, so on and so forth. I mean, I don't believe the amount of box a dude is getting determines whether or not that person is a high value person. You know what I mean? The type of clothes, name brand clothes or name brand shoes that this male may wear, I don't think that makes that person a high value man. Now, with that being said, my big thing is when it comes to a high value male, it really stems from the inside. Now, if I all right, boom, let me retract. I'm not gonna say there's nothing physical that makes the high value male. When it comes to physical, I'll get more into it later, but I'll say as far as physical, you know, a high value male should be able to fucking fight, for lack of a better term. You got to be able to fucking fight. But to go into really what's the core, the foundation of a high value man for myself, a high value man to me is a man, number one, who has knowledge. The dude has to have knowledge. You can't be a dummy and be a high value man. When I say knowledge, I don't even mean mediocre knowledge. I mean like dude is knowledgeable. Not only is he intelligent, he's also intellectual. The difference between intelligent and intellectual is simply this: someone who's intelligent is able to acquire and attain knowledge. Someone who is intellectual is also able to acquire and attain knowledge, but the difference is the intellectual person is able to apply it. So the high value man not only needs knowledge, but he also needs to be able to apply it. The high value man knows his own worth, knows his own importance. The high value man doesn't need another person, doesn't need external validation in order to know these things. Um, Another thing that I say high value man needs to be, it's like in order to be a high value man, it's like when they ask you, you can answer the question when they ask, what do you bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? A high value man has to be able to bring something to the table. Because if you're of value, how do you not have anything to barter or to be able to bestow upon somebody else? And not to keep it too much longer, the high value man, in my opinion, has to have principles, standards, man in action, principles, standards, and something that's not spoken about a lot. The high value man must have integrity. And for those who don't know what integrity is, long story short, is basically being honest with yourself when nobody else would know what you did. You know what I'm saying? So, not to hog the mic too long, in summary, when it comes to the high value man, it's not necessarily the physical, tangible things in life. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the car or the box that he's getting or the amount of money that he has. You know what I'm saying? It's really his internal value, what he can bring to the table, his principles, his standards, his own awareness of his self-worth. A high value man is not going to be on the phone every day with a chick 2-3 hours a day and not getting nothing accomplished. You know what I mean, so but I guess that's my quick and dirty, man. Yeah, I'll give it the mic.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in right quick with my thoughts on it. I would say that for the most part, I agree with a lot of what RPC says.
And let's just run it down in order. TOP, you see how it's lined up? Let's just run it down in order.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm right after RPC then. So, in my opinion, a high value man is a man that first has value.
Okay.
And he understands what his value is so that he can. Somebody got
Somebody got to mute their mic.
Yeah, somebody got to mute their mic.
Here you go.
All right, let me see. All right. So, like I was saying, first of all, a high value man is a man that has value, and he understands what that value is and how to explain it so that he can offer it to others. I also agree that not only is he a man who has value, but he's a man who also has principles. He's going to follow a code. He just doesn't do things haphazardly. And this he's usually a well-rounded man. Like RPC mentioned, he's not only intelligent, but he's also intellectual. This when you say a high value man, you really are talking about a man who's hitting on all cylinders in every area of his life. And another thing that makes a high value man is the fact that he is a man. And in order to be a man, you have to first learn to put your emotions to the side and defer to your logic. And without doing those things, you can't even call yourself a man.
100%.
Good shit.
And
Professor. Thank you.
I would go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's it.
Hey, yo, yeah, just off what TOP just said, man, that last part, that's something I forgot to mention. That should have been the first thing that I mentioned, because in order to be a high value man, you got to be a man first.
Man first.
Thank you for that super chat.
So what?
No, Professor Mix out super chat.
Right,
yeah, I feel the same way, especially what you were saying earlier, RPC, about all of your principles matter, but all of the things that both of y'all are saying is true because all you have to do is control your own world. I think that's deep. That's the key right there.
Oh, I was looking for you. I didn't know who that was. Just start talking. What's up, King Jordan? I'm looking
What
around.
it do? What it do?
do?
What it do, y'all? But no, I think that's pretty dope right there because it make everything pretty simple. As long as you control your own world, your principles, your skills, your contacts and network, all of that plays in your favor, and you want to put yourself in the most favorable position, even according to life. Even when investing with anything you do, you want to give yourself the home court, and controlling your own world is to do that.
I agree with that 100%, man. I think I said that earlier today on Professor Rich's panel. I was saying, like, in order to become a man, you know what I mean? Somebody got a little feedback, but what I was saying was, in order, when you're a man, you also, no, you asked me what's game. And I said game is being able to manipulate the world around you, period. It's not even just dealing with chicks, you know what I mean? That's dealing with everything, you know what I mean? That could mean, you know what I'm saying, the person, not the chick, but the person at the cash register at the local store you go to. It could be your manager at your job. It could be at a job interview. It could be anything, man. It could be at the airport. You know what I mean? A TSA agent, whatever it is, man. You have to be able to manipulate the world around you. And believe me, when I say world, it's really in your mind. There's a difference between planet and world, man. So once you understand the world that you live in and who you are in it, shit, how you not gonna be the director of your life, man?
Hey, Trav, what's going on, Trav?
What it do?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Shit, chilling. So I think the key with being high value is high value isn't perfect, and I don't think you can live a perfect life to be high value. Now, why do I say that? Like, for example, right? I would agree that a lot of times, in a lot of ways, you need to experience shit and go through the school of hard knocks the hard way, because the lessons, the L's, are just as good as the wins. So a lot of times, men who I met were high value. They didn't necessarily come from perfect backgrounds or were perfect men themselves, but they took accountability at some point and was like, okay, like, this is my life. I have to do something about this. And understood what it was and understood what their purpose was to do that. So, and high value doesn't necessarily even have to translate to money, because I've been in the room with guys who were millionaires and they didn't have as much value as the guy that didn't have any money in the room. So it's not necessarily that, but I mean, you can kind of tell when a guy's high value. Like, you can kind of tell by interacting with the guy when you're like, okay, this guy is a little different than the other. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z when they put on the little data readers, and then it's like, oh, this like this saying is fucking powerful. It's like, and it's just like there's like a swagger that the guy kind of has, like. But yeah, TOP hit the base of it real hard. I mean, it was simple. It was so right. You have to be a man first, but it's just being a man at a high level. It's like you got white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown, black. It's like, he's a high level black belt. That's a high level man.
Thanks. Hey, Zazzo, how you feeling, bro? Zazzo.
Yeah.
What's up? How you doing, bro?
Zazzo stunting on him in that pic, boy.
Zazzo might be busy right now.
Mr. Man in Action.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, bro?
What's good?
Salute,
I'm out and about right now.
Salute, MIA.
Salute, brother. Salute.
Young King.
Shit, I'm gonna just tap in real quick. I'm downtown right now, but my opinion when it comes to this high value shit, it's not even thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, a nigga who's high value doesn't even define that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just who he is. You know what I mean? Like, if other people call you that, it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? But really, a high value male, or just anybody, alpha male, red pill, whatever, other people are defining that for you. You know what I mean? So, of course, not everybody will have that, but when you don't even think about that shit, bro, you just are who you are. And I know that's cliche as fuck, but when you are that nigga or whatever, you are that dude, that man, other people will say that shit about you, and you be like, oh, for real, that's what you think? Okay, cool. But I really think the definition of it is to not even think about it. Just live your life, be who you are. And if you are high value, you will be. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to self-improvement, when it comes to doing things that will improve your life, we all know what you can do to become high value, but a real high value male don't even think about this shit. He just is. So that's just my opinion. That's my take on this shit.
Good shit. LDA, what's going on, bro?
Salute to the panel and everyone that's here. I couldn't hear.
I want Freeport to come up. Come up here, Freeport.
I couldn't hear. Men in Action. His definition. What a high value man is. In order for something to be high value, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, in order for something to be high value, that means that it has the ability to offer something that someone else is not able to offer. When you look at a Rolls Royce versus Corolla, you realize the Rolls Royce is of high value because of its limited edition, it's handcrafted, and there's no commercials about it. So it makes it a very high value car. That means it's desired by others, but not everyone can get to it. So when you realize something is of high value, there's a prestige to it, there's a mystique to it, there is a value that money can be placed on it. So for a man to be high value, that means that man has taken the time to go within and to build a life that other people see the value. It's not so much, yes, it's about him seeing the value, but it's about other people seeing, oh, this individual has value. That means they have something to offer. It's not so much about being selfish, about what people see that this person is of value. And I think a lot of times in this circle, we have to realize that we are high value. And then you have to define the other side of this is you have to define what is high value to you. You can't allow the world or the people around you to determine whether you're high value or not. You have to determine that you're high value, and you have to walk and talk and be like that in everything that you do. When you do that, people will treat you differently. You will interact differently. And then the main thing, because everybody want to know about this, yes, the women will actually respond to you differently because they can sense, they can know when they're dealing with a dude that's of high value and the one who is not.
100%.
I like to add on to what LDA just said, and it's not an original cliche by me, but a high value man is a man who not only knows what he's worth, but he costs what he's worth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Meaning he ain't gonna take nothing less than what he worth, because he know what he has to offer in value to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. A high value man knows how important his time and his attention is. You know what I mean? So he's just not gonna waste that frivolously with just anybody. I mean, so that's what I be telling dudes. Like, they be giving too much access to some of the females that they talk to. It's like if a chick calls them, like they have to pick up the phone call and have to have that conversation. And even if they have the conversation, they feel like they have to have it for at least 30 minutes or an hour. It's like, nah, bro. First of all, you don't got to pick it up. Or if you do feel like you need to pick up the phone, there's no problem telling the person, male or female, yo, let me hit you back, or yo, I got something I got to handle. I'm gonna call you back later. So dudes have to start valuing their time, and more importantly, their attention, man. Stop giving access to anybody and everybody. Like I said in another show I did, like I really be having my phone on silent like 90 to 95% of the time, man. And it's not because, I'm trying to avoid anybody. I don't know what it is. I just don't like to be interrupted from my everyday real life activities.
Man, I get aggy when I get interrupted and I'm doing something that I really want to do. I'll be like, yo, get the fuck away from me. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't you see I'm busy, motherfucker?
Exactly. Stop texting me. Why the fuck you still texting me? So to avoid all that, I call it raising my blood pressure. To avoid my blood pressure being raised, I just put my shit on silent, man. When I'm ready to see who's trying to access me, I look at the phone.
That's facts.
Let's see if Zazo and Marcus, if y'all mics is working now. King Jordan, come back in. I don't know if you got kicked.
Yo, it's AV. It's AV.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
go.
Yo, what's good? Yo, it's raining real bad in Miami right now, man. Sorry, guys. I was having some issues there. What's good?
You're in the middle of a hurricane. I understand, man. We'll give you a pass.
Salute,
Word. Thank
AV.
you. What's good, fellas? Thank
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hello? Alpha
He
Man,
came off track and bounced.
yeah.
Yo.
Damn. All right.
You back? Yeah. Let's go. Go in, Alpha. I think he's trying to.
Watch. As soon as I take him off, he's gonna start talking. Watch how it works.
Yep. It's in the Florida Hurricanes, man. Miami.
It's all good. It's all good. I just want to make sure everybody get a chance to talk because I know they was having mic problems. Let me not stop y'all flow.
Hey, this says, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, salute, Zazo.
What's that?
Good, Sazo. How life treating you, man? Everything good?
Man, everything's gravy, homeboy.
That's what's up, man. What's your thoughts on what a high value man is?
Man, you know what? Of course, this has been the hot topic for the last few weeks in the manosphere. And high value man. I like what my man said before LDA. I forgot his name.
Probably King Jordan.
I mean, we can say what we want to say about ourselves, but if nobody else sees you that way, then what good is it?
Facts.
You got to put the work out.
He said that.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be what you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Or you gotta be what you want to be. You can claim high value all you want to, but if nobody else sees you that way, then how high value are you?
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm. That's a great point.
And at the end of the day, you gotta put the work out. It's about the receipts. You know what I mean? Niggas don't like to talk about receipts, but that's at the end of the day, that's what it is.
That's facts right there.
You can
Gotta have evidence.
You can say what you want to say. You can feel how you want to feel, but that's bitch shit. Bitches is the motherfuckers that's talking about how they feel. I feel this, I feel that. They feel they that bitch. Well, are you?
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Feel like high value.
A real motherfucker gonna challenge that motherfucker. Well, are you that bitch? You know what I mean? So if you kicking some high male shit, some high value male shit. Well, are you? Like, what you doing? What you got popping? What you got going on? What like what it is? I mean, I can say what the fuck I want to say about myself. I can feel however I want to feel about me. But it's like, if I'm the only motherfucker feeling that shit, then
that's called being delusional.
You dig what I'm saying?
It's called being a legend in your own mind.
I'm a pimp in my own mind. That's how I feel about it. I mean, as far like personally, me myself, I go to like multiple extremes. You know what I'm saying? And I go as hard as I could possibly go, just to uphold how I look at myself, and I can show and prove the shit that I feel and the shit that I know about me. Like, a motherfucker can't challenge me because I got that shit on lock. You can't ask me shit and I can't pull up what the fuck I'm talking about. Cause I do that for me.
Exactly. high value men do stuff for themselves, not for
It ain't about nobody else. You know, like you can kick that shit for whoever. I do this shit for me. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's high value. That's my world. That's what I'm talking about. Like I don't care nothing about what nobody else is talking about. You can say what you want to say. I'm doing this shit for me, and I can show you what I'm doing. I can tell you. I got receipts. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
That's high value. You can't pull my card. I'll show it to you.
Hey, yo,
That's
shout
high
out to
value.
Young High Flyers, man.
Man, I didn't know I was muted this whole time. Motherfucker, man. Hey, Young Flyers, you can come up, bro. Give me your email.
Shout
Man, I
out to
had this
Young High
mic.
Flyers.
What's good, feed?
Yeah.
Wow.
What up? What up? What up? I have my shit muted. I'm talking and waiting and talking again.
Hey, yo, Alpha Villains, you in the building, man? I guess not. Whenever I address them, you see what
Prepare as
happens.
soon as you said that.
Damn.
Ronald James said, "Real talk. It's all about saluting and paying homage to God within first." Exactly, man. That's why I be preaching. To know thyself is to know thy God, man. You can't be no high value man if you don't even know yourself. If you don't even know the man in the mirror. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's past material shit. It's a spiritual thing. You know what I'm
help.
saying? That's just like alpha, like BOA say, and you know, shout out to BOA. It's past, you know, what niggas is talking about and what you know, it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah, it's
That's
eternal.
facts. What do you have to offer that's of value that's going to help somebody's life be better?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Exactly.
to put it in an analogy, if you a man and you the sun, you the center of the solar system, and you provide life for all the planets. If you don't do your job, then what's going to happen to everybody else?
Put the away.
Top, you spitting, bro.
That's where your value is at.
Mm. You the light. You bring in the light
Exactly.
situation.
All right, Brandon, hold on. Alpha Villains, you here this time?
Yeah, get yourself off mute.
He just gonna come in busting out.
Yep, you on mute.
I see him.
Yeah, if he's talking, I hope he knows he's on mute. I don't hate for his mic to be working, but he don't hear himself because of the mute button.
Trav, your shit good?
Oh, I'm gravy, man.
You sound like you far.
I sound like I'm what?
You did sound like you was far.
Oh, man, I just had to speak up or something.
What's your take,
Trav,
Trav?
what up?
What you think, Trav? I want to hear what you think. What's this?
I mean, I said something before, but I agree with all the above. It's just, I think being high value is kind of an internal thing because, we all know what we want to, or you should know what you want to be, but you gotta have a barometer of like where you feel like you should be in certain aspects, and you gotta know where you are if you're real with yourself. So I think it's kind of like, and if you're at that point, you'll know because the world will tell you that in a lot of ways. I guess I say that just because, like with myself, I know when every time my value is personally raised, I can feel it in the way people react to me on certain things.
Mm.
Like if it's just like, if I talk to someone at the store, like the type of how the conversations used to go, like if I say something simple I was doing in my life or what I do, it's like, oh, like doing computers. Like I've noticed since I've started doing that, if I casually drop that somehow, it's like a conversation starter. Like, oh, you do coding? Like yeah, like I don't know. There's certain things you can just be about, or just certain ways you are about. The world will respond to you, letting you know you're high value. And again, it's really not. It's not just women. Like I don't even want to. When I'm like this whole time, like someone brought that wrinkle in. I know it's there, but I wouldn't even think about it like that because, I mean, it's a consequence of being that. To get the best results you want. So, like, if it's just being thorough in your life, bro, you know. I mean, you know, we all kind of know. Like, who's high value? Like a guy like Kobe Bryant, that guy's high value. But I would say Kobe because of his work ethic. He's not a superstar by accident.
It's like
You know
what
what
you put in.
Yeah, like that's a high value, diligent, Renaissance man guy that lived on this earth. You know, and he was talented more than just basketball.
Right. Like Top said before, multifaceted man, well-rounded. Not just a master of just one thing or one field.
You said Will Chamberlain was like that too. They said like, bruh, like was like hella good at volleyball, a great dancer, like strong at weights, used to drive cross country by himself. Like they're kind of like passionate about life and show that through their mastery of different shit. Does that make sense?
Exactly, mastery.
You don't master shit or get great at shit without passion. You just don't.
You got to master yourself first. Is basically what we're saying. That's what we've been saying. But dudes is not willing to put in the time, effort, and or experience to even do that. They want to take a pill or watch a video. I mean, and wake up the next day and have all that shit, click, have all the dots connected. That's not the way shit work, man. Microwave generation, like I said, that's why you want the pill and shit. But now we know, as older cats, we know it's really when you put that work in. Because if you attain something that you ain't put the work in to get, you're not gonna appreciate it. I mean, so put in that work, get that sweat in, get that blood out. I mean, feel that pain, be uncomfortable in order to get to that other side, man. Like I had that conversation with Afi, man. I need to do a video about the other side. And there's certain things that we learn that if you haven't experienced certain things that you won't even be able to comprehend what the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's another topic for another episode.
Hey, give him that game. Remember you told me to remind you. We was talking.
Oh yeah, so boom. All right, yo, appreciate that. So hold on, let me count this real quick. So so matter of fact, I guess that's a good way to that's a good analogy to describe the other side. So what I was telling Afi was, I was like, yo, can I see a post that said, I learned, what do you say? It basically said, like, I learned to talk to people based on their level of perception. You know what I'm saying? So once you understand that, you can release a lot of frustration out of your life. So the way I could describe somebody understanding something at the level of perception, or in other words, how people don't understand what the other side is, what the other side looks like. The analogy I give is in mathematics, right? Everybody on the panel is intelligent, so I hope I know I won't go over anybody's head. So sorry for anybody in the chat if I go over your head, right? So the analogy goes like this. Imagine when you were in first or second grade and you first learned mathematics, you learned addition, subtraction, right? Now think about it, when you first learned addition and subtraction, it was challenging. It was something new. But once you learn and mastered addition, then you can move on to multiplication, right? You move on to multiplication, like, wow, I didn't know I could go from addition to multiplication. That's crazy. And division is multiplication backwards. Like, wow, that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna study that. I understand this. Now, the point of me saying all that is this. Imagine you just learned addition and you've mastered addition, you're starting to learn multiplication. And here I come with my algebra language. Like, yo, man, what I be doing, I'll be multiplying letters. Now, the level of perception as that person that only knows addition, that person is gonna laugh at me and probably call me stupid. They're like, what are you talking about? You can't add and subtract letters. What are you, stupid? I'm like, nah, B, no, you can use letters. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. They'd be like, yo, look at each other. I'm talking about, imagine going to a group of people who their highest level of perception is just starting to learn multiplication. So that means we're not even getting into exponents. We haven't even gotten to that. I've skipped over that and went straight into letters. And now when I start telling them about letters, basically what I'm saying is, from their level of perception, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Think that I can add and multiply letters. Like, where do you get that from? But those who know, not only know you can do that, but you need to do calculus. I mean, when you have what you call, but you take it to an even different level. So when it comes to the other side, you got to understand that there's certain things that you've experienced, there's certain things that you've learned that other people cannot understand because they haven't learned exponents yet. Your own algebra, if not trigonometry, and these dudes are still working with just multiplication. They don't even know how to do long division yet. They still with that 15 divided by 3. Don't give them 2,553 divided by 17. They lost. So when you come with them with your master's level game, with your you know what I mean, with your high level information, they can't process it because to them their level of perception, they haven't even attained the level below what you're talking about. So I still like to say, everybody, don't be frustrated. What you should be doing as a high value male is attaining to reach that level of knowledge, that level of intellect, where you don't feel like the third grader in a room full of graduate students.
Yeah, a good, like, to piggyback off what you were saying, like, high value men know they're high value and others don't. You because you have a level of awareness. I really do think that exists. Like, there's a reason why you are a little cocky or a little confident, because you're, again, like, being high value doesn't mean you're not accountable or not you're delusional, but you know what you bring to the table. But at the same time, it's like you're stoic about it. Like, you know what you bring to the table, but you also know that you got to stay sharp at the same time, and that's what makes you bring all that to the table. So I think that's a really good point, because you just embody it and you don't have to flex it. And I think that's a big thing now. I think people think with the social media and the YouTube and all that, you got to flex and shit like that. There's a way to be about it and not have to flex it. Like, and it's better because it gets discovered more organic. It's a higher value than that too, in that presentation.
Hey, let me say this, just to hit something out. Every man that's listening is not a high value man. So we're gonna stop pretending right quick. High value is something that you have to work hard, like everyone been saying, but every guy is not a high value man. And I'm saying that because there has to be something that you're striving towards or that you're moving towards. I'm not going to sell you a bill of goods, sell you some old wet food stamps to tell you that you high value and have you thinking you over in your cut that you're doing good. No, you need to raise yourself up and you need to do better. I'm not going to fool you. I'm not going to play with you. We're given a definition of what a high value man is, but every man is not there. So don't come on here thinking, well, I'm a high value man because according to the definitions that everyone has said, I'm already there. No, you are not there. Even at all of us at all the stages that we're at, we're constantly striving to be a better man and to be a better high value man. So I don't want you coming in the chat room talking about, oh my God, I reached the pinnacle. I got the high value pill. Now you're going to try to make a whole series out of high value pill men. No, you have something that you need to strive towards. Men grow. I said this 3 years ago. Men grow through challenges, not through comfort. So you need to grow through a challenge of being a high value man. You need to really look at your life. When you self-examine and say, you know what? I'm fooling everybody. I'm lazy. I'm overweight. I don't really have what I said I do. You are not a high value man. We're not going to sell you a bill of goods. We're not going to sell you some crap on here, because there's easy to do that to get likes up and to get people to say, "Oh, this is a good video. I feel good." No, this ain't a Sunday sermon. This ain't no Sunday sermon. This is just time for you to get the slack out your butt.
Fires, he said he humbly disagrees. I gave you the link, bro.
Who said they humbly disagree?
He said, a young high flyer said he humbly disagrees, my guy. Every person's perspective of value is different. Here, let me put the link in the chat for you.
That's very true. But you must grow. And then you got to think of what definition of value are you talking about? Are you value to hood chicks? Are you have value to just a certain level? There's different levels of value. There's value city. and there's sacks.
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
different levels.
I
Mm.
So
like to I like to chime in on that LDA right quick, not to cut you off or nothing, but I would even change the entire terminology and not even call ourselves high value males, but men of value,
Mm. Mm.
because everybody got something to
Right.
offer innately. Now that's your what I would call your static value or your innate value, what
Mm.
you got to offer already as a person, who you are. What can you contribute? And then you got a dynamic of value, which is the value that others determine about you based on what they need or what they think that you could offer them. So I agree with both LDA and Young High Flyers. I'm just taking both of them as saying and just putting it together.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Everybody has something to offer innately, like you said, but is it of value? You know what I mean? Like, is it? And I think LDA said in the beginning, like, is it something that can't be forgotten somewhere else? You know what I mean, because if you give it, if what you have to offer is something that 1,000 other people have to offer, it's like, all right, is what you have really that valuable? You know?
Yeah, what makes your shit different? But the point of view that I'm coming from is that because we all individual people, we all have something unique about us individually, and that's what's innate about us that's valuable. So RPC got something innately that's just about RPC that can't nobody offer because there's only one RPC.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would consider to be your innate static value, what you born with.
this is the thing. When we look at value, I think we're pretty much saying this. We were all, and I like what everyone has said. When we look at value, we got to look at not only that we are high value, but to look at who is who is looking at the value that they're receiving from us.
Mm.
Everyone cannot receive the value that I have or that you have or anyone else have. Who's the
Yep.
determining factor of what they're receiving? A woman knows when she's dealing with a high value man versus when she's dealing with a guy that's not. Now I'm only using woman term because innately we talking about men and women, and when we're talking about this, but people know when you're in business, oh, you know what, I can't deal with this guy like this because you know why, he's of a high standard. Oh, you know what, he doesn't like his chair to be touched while he's talking. Different things like that let people know that you are high value. So we got to look at who is gauging what is high value.
Young High Flyers, what's going on,
I
bro?
got the
Yo, yo, young high five. What
what's
up?
up,
What up?
panel? What's up, Fee? Hey, I appreciate y'all letting me join in.
All good. We just chilling.
Y'all can hear me
Salute the
good?
young high, yeah, salute the young high flies represent for the young bucks.
Sure.
But yeah, I was listening to LDA. I never seen your channel, your videos, my man. But I get what you're saying when you say, as far as like a general principle, is like if you a man and you fat, you live with your mom, you know, you not where you want to be. But what I was saying is, I feel like value in every single person is different because everybody has like a different life perspective. You know, I run into a lot of guys because I'm in like the MLM, so you know, I do Herbalife with Steph. Y'all know Steph, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when I'm around guys like that, you know, they put value on like cars, you know, notoriety and stuff like that.
Mm.
But like me as a young man, my main thing and what really gives me value is like what kind of vibe does a person have? Like when I talk to Top or when I talk to Alfie or when I talk to my man King Dre, you know, I see value as knowledge. I don't see value as, you know, like tangible shit because I feel like if you were to take all of that away, all your value is gone as a man.
Yep.
So, you know, for me, I get value off of what I feel is gonna make me happy in my life. You know what I mean? So for every single man on earth, that's very different. You know what I mean?
That, and I completely agree with you. So that's what I was just saying before you jumped on. You are the determining factor on what is of value to you when you interact with someone else who is of high value. So like you are the measuring stick of what is high value to you. So high value to you is the knowledge that you give. high value to me might be, okay, let's go have a filet mignon and go have a sip of Dom Perignon. See, just two, like you're saying, we're saying the same things in a different way. So what I'm saying, the measuring stick of what value is and what a high value man is really determined inside of the individual.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mhm. And that's something that I said earlier that we sparked it off with, is that what makes a high value man, it aren't the tangible things. I mean, and I think with everything that we just said, we gotta emphasize what Mr. Man in Action said, and it's not what other people. No, he said it's not about what you think as far as like if you're a high value man, because if nobody else thinks you're a high value man, then that shows that you really have nothing else to offer. LDA made a good point. When you're a high value man, people treat you a certain way. They treat you with a certain level of respect. That's another thing. A high value man demands respect. I mean, there's a certain way of doing these things. You know, I mean, it's not like the high value man says, "Hey, you must respect me." Nah, it's the energy that he gives off, the way that he carries himself, the way that he treats others. I mean, that'll train of the people around him, the people in his world, to treat him a certain way. You know what I mean? To treat him accordingly. So, basically, I'm just saying on point with everything that we just said, man. I'm on board with everything everybody just said.
Hey man, and I just want to make it clear. There's no slight between me and you, man. I'm bringing up a point, so I want you to know nothing but love. You understand? You feel me? What's the young hot? What's his name? Young
Yeah,
hot
yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah. I ain't taking it personal, man.
Okay,
Yeah, I
good,
know.
good, good, good. I just want to make sure because I don't. That's not the energy that I want to give off, or that I'm coming from that place. Nothing but love. But I
Oh
do
yeah,
want to
for
say,
sure, man.
I definitely want to say, one thing we don't talk about, even though we skating over, high value men do have money.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to think that you a high value man and you on
And
pork and beans and
right.
you ramen noodles. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I've been there. But high value men have money because they have one thing that a lot of things that most guys don't have. They have autonomy.
Mm,
They have the ability to do what they want to do when they want to do it because
mm,
they're free.
mm,
They're not confined to the same confinements. They're not confined to the same confinements as the regular man. Hence why they are high value. They
mm.
have the money to do what they want to do. And I'm not giving the dollar amount because I don't want nobody to say, what he said it was a certain dollar amount. No, I'm not saying the dollar amount, but they have the autonomy. They have the freedom to move how they want to move. That makes them also high value because the regular man cannot do that.
I want to kind of piggyback off what you said because I agree with that. And it's like, yeah, because it's not like you have to be like Mansa Musa rich or some shit like that, bro. Even though that will make you crazy high value, but like you have to have some type of like means. You gotta look like, okay, this nigga can get fresh, or like, he at least has some access to some type of resources. Like that's what it shows. Another way you could do that too is like a key thing with value to me is that you get exclusive treatment in things that other people don't get because of how people see you. And what I mean is like if you always go somewhere and people just hook you up just because you're being you got
Mm,
high value in some way.
mm,
Like if you go somewhere and people always have good shit to say about you wherever you go, you bring a value to a lot of people.
mm.
You know, like that's how niggas become mayors and shit is because a lot of people have good shit to say about them or something to say about them. You know what I mean? And high value people aren't always liked. That's another thing too. They know their value, so that whether you're liked or not liked, you're high value. Because there's some assholes out here people don't like, but they're high value. Trump's high value. You know what I mean?
So Trav,
Um,
what if a woman
I,
said, what if a woman that you was dating said, Trav, you not high value? How would you respond to that?
to her, I'm not.
mm.
It could be a test. I mean, I think I'm high value, but if I'm not high value to her, to me, she's not high value because she's stupid. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I
That
mean?
bitch can't see. That's what I would think. That bitch must can't see.
Yeah, that's why it's like, like, oh, because we were talking about this. Like, just because you're high value doesn't mean you're not going to go through shit either. Because another way of being high value is knowing how to deal with people that don't treat you with high value.
Mm.
because that's a sign of
Dealing with
confidence.
disrespect.
You know, like high value men get ghosted or get treated like shit sometimes, but they're resilient because they know they have value and they know how to replace what, you know, is not giving them what they need. They persevere.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen high value when we were all in Vegas.
Yeah. How LDA finessed that shit.
Yeah.
We didn't wait. We were supposed to wait 45 minutes, and then we didn't even wait 5 minutes.
Word. They felt the energy, to see the way we carried ourselves, the way we spoke. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. Like, you know how to. A lot of high value that I see comes from mouthpiece. I'm just gonna be honest. Like the ability to be able to talk to anybody and have combo.
Right.
That's an easy way to get mouthpiece, or to get high values at mouthpiece.
I think that's a display of a high value man or a man of value, because he has something to say. He doesn't just speak just to talk. You know what I mean? Like, and when he does speak, it has meaning. And that can only come from, like what I said in the beginning, he has to have knowledge, have something to give. When
Think about it.
Say that again?
How do you get high value? You get high value by fucking listening.
That too. Listen twice as much as you speak.
That's how you know how to talk to people, because you hear what people are talking about.
Hey, I'm
chime in. I'm typing to you. I can just say chime in. I just muted you because your shit was crackling in the background, bro. You got some crackling. Go ahead and chime in, Zazo.
Nah, my shit hella crackling. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it don't sound when you talk, it's cool. But just when you ain't talking, everybody else talk when we can hear. When you talk, then it don't really matter.
Got a little underwater.
My question to everybody is, how important is money really to the conversation?
You sound a little far from the mic.
Kind of matrixy.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's phony bitch.
My shit fucked up.
I think he said how important is money in the conversation.
I mean, as far as
it matters to a certain extent.
Right, to a certain extent, but I don't believe that's the foundation of a high value man. Because what I should have said, I said that tangible things don't make a high value man. But what I should have added, like LDA said, I also don't believe a high value man is a fucking bum on the street. I'm saying you gotta, from the knowledge that you attain, from the intellect that you have, from the mouthpiece that you have, how can you possibly still be a bum on the street if you bring value to the people that come into your life? When you bring value into other people's lives, they're gonna want to help you too.
To me,
it's a flow. You know what I'm saying?
To me, the money it's a relative amount to what path you had to take to get it. Because some people might not be millionaires, but even for them to hit high 5 figures, low 6 figures, they might have gone through some bullshit to get there. You know what I mean? So it's all relative to the situation. But usually, a person that had to really work for their money or really earn their high value position, they usually come with a certain sense of calmness and like they're a lot more chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they've earned what the fuck they wanted, so they don't really have that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. King Dre, you at it? You got action?
Salute to King Dre.
Yo.
The fireman.
King Dre, you hear your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Just come in when you get it together.
Hey, my bad. I was trying to get the shit together, bro.
We got
What's
people
going on?
watching in the chat room and nobody's responding. The last person.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
They need to write something in the chat room. We need to get them activated.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
I'm looking at you, King Dre.
King Dre,
Yeah, I hear you, Dre. I hear you, Dre.
Okay,
I hear you, Sazo.
What's going on, fellas?
Yo, we here, man.
Press one in the chat.
What a high value man is.
Well, we talking like in terms of like general or like in the dating game or like what? Because it's
in general.
Is if you're talking about in general, like I think it was LDA was just saying like in a capitalistic society, which we are in, like if you ain't got no money, you ain't about nothing. Nobody give a fuck about nothing you talking about. So that's a part of it. It's just it's subjective. Like what I think Biz was saying, like whatever's valuable to the person. Like some people value everybody value money. But some people value cars and material shit. Some people value intellectual shit. It's just subjective. Now, if you're talking about the dating world, it's whatever bitches think, whatever bitches think valuable. If you can't provide anything of value, not monetarily, but bitches value resources. They value not necessarily resources, and because a lot of bitches today get into their own money, but you know, alpha male player energy, like that masculine energy, is rare. A lot of bitches value that. Um, if you can't, if other people don't think you valuable, like Sazo was saying, you ain't that shit don't mean a hill of beans. Like you can think that you valuable and you just this high value dude, but if nobody thinks you valuable, if you can't provide that value to anybody else, then you just talking. So I think it just depends on what arena. You know what I'm saying? It's different for different things. If you talk about dating, like I said, being a high value dude when it comes to the dating arena or what they call the shit, the sexual marketplace, when it comes to that, it's different than in the business world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you the value is different. People view people's ideals or perception of value is different in different worlds. So it just depends on what world we talking about. But I mean, in general, you gotta have you some money, man. You gotta be able to bring value to people's lives, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about what you think you are. It's what you can prove and can you touch people. Pretty much.
Dre, this says cuz.
What's happening?
So check this out. You out here, right?
Right.
This is how I see the shit right now. You can have all the knowledge in the world. You can spit hella game. You could talk all that shit, and that shit could be straight facts. But if you ain't got nothing to back it up, if your paper ain't right, these bitches ain't trying to hear what the fuck you talking about.
Right.
And that's
for
how I
for
see
the
it right
most
now.
part, for the most part, because you got people like me, like you don't really have to have money for me to learn something from you. If
And
you
I ain't talking about no hella, I ain't talking about like hella, you balling out of control. I'm just talking about like if you ain't got nothing to back yourself up, like if you down bad, you can't talk no shit to a bitch and she down bad and you down bad.
Shit.
You can't be no homeless nigga
Listen.
talking big game.
Shit.
I get what you're saying, Sazo.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that, bro. Especially when it comes to bitches, because I ain't always had no money, bro. Back in
I
the
ain't
day, I
talking
was
about I always
broke.
had money. I'm just talking about like you can't be no damn down out of the way nigga. You can be chilling and kick
And
your
nigga, I'd have
shit.
been homeless with bitches, like homeless, like living in an RV with 3 niggas, homeless, like that type of shit, like with hoes. So like with bitches, it's
I ain't
different.
never
Like
been
it's
home.
just, yeah, I'd have been fucked up, bro. Like I'd have been down bad. That's just when I was young, 19, 20 and shit like that, 18, 19.
But
But
what kind of bitches was those?
Right.
white hoes,
You know what I'm saying?
white hoes, decent. I mean, you young. When you young like that, bitches that's young don't really give a fuck about your money like that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
From
We
from
we
from my
grown
ex-
though. We talking about now.
but then you got people that's listening to us that all of them ain't grown. That's what I'm saying. So if you it's not like, oh, you gotta have money. In the realm of the business world and generally, yes, people, if you ain't got no money, niggas ain't trying to hear that. But that don't mean you can't be valued to people because you broke. You see what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to bitches and you young, because like I said, young hoes don't care. I mean, if I'm if a bitch 18 years old, right, she don't really care about money unless a nigga with money pull up on her in the Benz. But that's not her priority. Like, she ain't looking for no provider to fucking a nigga that got shit stable and got his shit together like a bitch that's 30 years. But that come from fucking with broke niggas. Like, bitches get like that when they be giving all they all to broke niggas and shit who be putting the game on their ass. You see what I'm saying? When you see bitches that's 30 plus and they be like, well, I can't fuck with this nigga, he ain't got no job. Them hoes are like that because they done took care of a nigga that was broke. You see what I'm saying? And they built up this shit. But I just don't want people to think that, oh, you can't be valuable to people, you can't provide value to people because you broke. Like, take for this YouTube shit, for instance, whether I had money or not. Let's say I was dead fucking broke. How would anybody know that? So you mean to tell me I can't provide value with what I'm doing and my knowledge and shit like that because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got no fucking money. I got money, but I'm just saying, who knows what the fuck I have?
And
you
see,
get
that's
what I'm
why
saying?
I asked. That's why I asked the question off in the first place. Like, how important is money really? Because just because a cat don't have money doesn't mean he isn't valuable. But if we're talking about high value, then what's high value? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're not a high valuable nigga doesn't mean you're not a valuable nigga. To whoever you fucking dealing with. You know, you might be
let's say,
valuable to whoever.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of tricky when you talk about, because like I said, it's different. Like, you can be valuable or high value to, like, you can be high value to a bitch, but in the business world you ain't shit. Or, you know, in whatever space, in the personal training space, you may not be shit. And just because you have a lot of money, that don't mean because money is in abundance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not that most people can't access it, but just because you have a lot of money don't mean people value you, because it's a million millionaires. You see what I'm saying? It's like, let's say the average football player, right? The average football. This dude's name is crazy. Steph is warm, but this is I just saw that. Like,
wow.
We all good.
Hey,
Steph is warm, y'all. The internet wins again.
Exactly.
Like,
and we're gonna stay on 20 more minutes. So if you guys got some questions in the chat, put them in the chat. Go ahead.
But like, if I done lost my train of thought. That I saw the name and kind of throw me off. But
you did the first time I seen it too.
Word, I was like, what the fuck?
That shit crazy.
But if you not, if you got money, like, okay, let's say like a football player, like a guy that a regular football player, right? That just like an NFL player. Like, most people don't even know they got money, but most people don't even know who the fuck they are. Like, when they go in the club, if you notice, like, if you know football players or you know women that date football players or been in the club scene and shit like that, like you could go in the club with them, and if you a street dude and you getting a little bit of paper, you'll have more clout than them. Like, you'll get more bitches than them, and they actually got legit money, and niggas be having millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But who are they to people? You see what I'm saying? Nobody knows them. Even most people, if you're not a huge football fan, most people don't even know them. That's why they use their first and last name. Like, if you ever meet a football player or especially football players, when they introduce themselves, they say their first and last name. It ain't just, oh, I'm Dre. It's, oh, I'm I'm John Jones, or I'm this and this and that. I said that to say them niggas got money, but
I get exactly what you're saying. When you're an entertainer, it's
well, check this out, cuz. When does this shit fucking matter? You understand what I'm saying? Because like I could fuck with a young bitch today. She don't know what the fuck I got going on. I could have everything in the world going on, and this motherfucker still looking at me like whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? When does this shit matter?
But that just to
Cause
tap
you can
in.
be high value. You can have motherfucking 6 figures like a motherfucker on deck. You know what I'm talking about? But it's all perception.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that's basically what we all been saying. But just to harken back to what I was saying earlier, This to touch on what Sazzo's saying, what Dre's saying, what LDA was saying, and what Young High Flies was saying too, is things don't necessarily determine what your value is. And like I was saying earlier, every individual person, you come with some value when you come into this life. So every individual person got something unique to offer to the group of people. But then on the flip side of that, because we got things, you know, you have what I would consider a dynamic value, where it's entirely subjective and dependent on what the outside person is looking for when they look at you to determine if you got what they looking for. So it's a little bit of both, really.
Right.
And does that shit even really matter with bitches?
What you mean?
Because you gonna catch shit tests regardless. The richest
Right.
motherfucker
See,
in the world catch damn bullshit with bitches.
right. See, like when people say, like, as far as like when people say, oh, you know, she's gonna perceive you as high value, like women don't think about it like that in their heads. Like they not saying, oh, he's high value. Like they don't judge us.
How you make them feel and shit.
Yeah, they don't judge us in that way. Like, oh, he's high. They don't use them type of. It don't really work like that. Like a lot of this shit be bugging me out. But like hearing a lot of this shit be bugging me out really. But they don't really think about it in those type of terms. I mean, when you break it down, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm high value to host, huh?
That's another video.
It's like
Yeah,
how many times, it's like
actually this is actually was on my list, bro.
Who the fuck I am? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you said, bitch, you don't know who the fuck I am? And
right.
she looking like, nigga, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that bitch don't know what the fuck you done did. She don't know the work you done put in. And what the fuck
your social value to women don't really matter unless you well known.
Yeah, like when I hear the whole social status and what is it, the looks, money, status and all that shit, like nobody give a fuck about that, like unless you're a celebrity now. But most of the guys that listen to us ain't gonna be celebrities, so like you could throw that shit out the window. It ain't like these young cats be hitting me up asking me like how to like build a social circle at work so they could be attractive to them. I'm like, dog, nobody gives a fuck about your whole. Women ain't looking at you like, oh, he got a lot of friends, so that's the last thing on a bitch mind is a lot of women think you corny if you got to be in everybody's face anyway. You see what I'm saying? If you like one of those type of guys that have to be, a lot of women think you corny for that, but it's just this shit crazy, man. This shit crazy. Yeah. But I that shit is on my list though, about the high value thing. That's coming up like real soon. That's coming up real soon. It's on my list, bro.
I agree with you on that shit, Dre. Generally, women don't even really give a fuck about your status, and they generally don't even find out what status if you ain't a celebrity, they don't find out what your status is until they actually start fucking with you and spending time around you and seeing and you exposing them to the shit that you be doing.
Right.
Like when you talk to a bitch, she don't know you a millionaire until you fuck with her. And show this bitch, yo, bitch, I got 4 boats in a Rolls Royce. You ain't even know about it.
Yeah, you could take that. Like I said, if you ain't no entertainer or that bitch, nobody give a fuck because you got a bunch of friends and all that shit. Because I mean, I always had associates and I always had, you know, back in the day, you know, I had a group of people I ran with and shit. But a lot of the times I'd be like by myself and I don't introduce my hoes to my homies and shit like that. Like that ain't most bitches I ever fuck with don't even come around my homies like that. Now, when I was younger, it was different, but like as I got my 20s and shit, I didn't bring hoes around, even if it was just like a jump off. I didn't bring hoes around my homies and shit like that. So, bitch, only time she seen me or only person she knew that I'd be with is my goddamn self. That ain't never affect me, or you know, put a hamper on nothing I had going on. You know. She don't give a fuck about your status like that. Now, if you are the president of the fucking what fraternity or whatever you call them, shit, is that a little bit more? You get a little bit more clout points like that, yeah. But
social shit.
yeah, you get a little bit of clout like that, but that same bitch will fuck the cool nigga in the corner that don't know nobody. So like, you see what I'm saying?
That's facts right there, because I'm living proof of that.
Yeah, that
Because
high value
when
shit
I
is
was in
real.
high school, I didn't run with a whole bunch of motherfuckers. I am a loner, and I
Right.
get plenty of hoes.
Yeah, that's how I was too. Like in high school, when I was in high school, I ain't had no big crowd like that. Like I had my couple homies and shit like that. I ain't never had no big crowd like that. Now when I started ripping and running, I had to surround myself with, I thought that that's what I had to do. So as I got older, I started, you know, connecting myself to a tribe and shit like that. But
Mm.
eventually I grew back out of that into being my loner self. I always been a loner, right? But like I said, in high school and shit, I had homies and shit like that. But I always do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't Mr. Popular and the most popular dude at school or none of that shit. I was nothing like that. And I still had bitches. The same bitches they was getting. So that shit don't matter. I just want young guys to understand you don't have to like trying to figure out how to build and dominate your friends to try to make it look good for hoes. That shit corny. Like, do your thing. If you're a loner, bitches care about how you feel about what you're doing, period. So if you're a loner and you standing on that and that's who you are and you secure in that, bitches gonna fuck with you.
And at the end of the day,
Regardless.
the average bitch don't even know what the fuck like a boss nigga is.
Right.
You feel me? Cause a lot of the times average bitches don't fuck with boss niggas. So if you a boss nigga fucking with some bitch and you feel like you should be treated some kind of way, don't be surprised if she just treat you like some regular old nigga. Cause she don't know what the fuck you are.
Shout
So
out to
high
Anthony.
value. So when it comes to high value, niggas kick that high value shit. But at the end of the day, if ain't nobody seeing you as that, if you ain't pulling up in that motherfucking damn $500,000 shit, and this shit ain't straight obvious, it ain't nothing to talk about.
Hey, Mr. Man in Action, check in and then pass it to Seattle Side Show. I never heard him. What's going on, bro? But Mr. Man in Action, check in and say
But I just hopped in, bro. What was the main topic for this one? Like, what was the next thing y'all was saying? 'Cause I hopped in the beginning.
We still on the same joint, man. We still talking about high value men.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I said, bro. Like when you don't even think about this shit, you are that shit. You know what I mean? It's still the same thing I said in the beginning. Like high value niggas don't call themselves high value. They just are. Learn to be instead of say. You know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words, bro. So if you really are a high value nigga, you ain't even thinking about it. Other people are calling you that shit. So that's all I gotta say on that shit. Actions speak louder, bro. Like don't even think about it. Don't think about what is high value or if I do this or if I don't do this, but that make me high value. Just be that shit, bro.
Be the best version
where
of
you at,
yourself.
bro?
That shit just came up a few months ago, cuz.
Like I never heard that shit until YouTube. You know what I mean? So it's
That
like if
shit
you
just
really
came
live in
up.
that shit, bro, you don't even think about it. You just like, oh
Right.
shit, okay, that's what these niggas call it. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. That's what these niggas call it. All right, cool.
For real.
Niggas that been doing it. Like that high value shit
Exactly.
just came up.
Exactly.
And the
Hey, yo,
main niggas that are don't even think about it, bro. They just are. You know what I mean? It's something that you can develop, but honestly, bro, if you've been living that lifestyle, you just are. You know what I mean? You don't even think about that shit.
What's
Because when
going
you think
on?
about it, it's putting too much pressure on you.
Hey, the Seattle Side Show. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we see,
What
man.
you got to say on the
Yeah.
topic, bro? How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm doing good, man. I just guess I wanted to bring a bit of an alternative perspective to the high value man thing. So I guess what all y'all are saying, I completely agree with. Most men that are high value, they they just know it's a way of life. It's kind of ingrained in them, discipline, structure, all those things. But I do feel like men who have gotten to that point, they can easily say, you know, I don't even think about it. Kind of like in the game world where dudes talk about naturals, like men that are natural with women. They've already developed it, so they don't have to think about it anymore. And I think Afi Kingdom, I was listening to his episode he did with Myron Gaines, and he talked about how in the Bay Area it just kind of comes natural to him. That's because he's kind of perfected, like, you know, he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's fortified pretty much with his formula out there with women. But I want to say is you may not think about it now, but I think to become high value, it has to be some level of discipline, structure, plan, and many other things to even get to the point to be high value. Like
And you came on with that heat, bro, because that's some
yeah.
all that shit you would say. I'll say exactly all that shit you said, so you know it's fire.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that but while the reason why you don't think about it when you are high value is because while you were becoming high value, you had the structure. So you don't need it once you're there. But if you want to become quote unquote high value, you have to have structure. Like an example, think about all those big guys on YouTube with the big self-help books, Grant Cardone, MJ DeMarco, and even Donald Trump. He's got like 5 different books out. The Art of the Deal, Think Big. But he talks about how enabled to even get those big deals in New York and stuff. He tells you his process and how he thought to get to the point where he's high value now. So I guess I'm just saying, it's like if there's any other zillennials or super young brothers like myself out there, I guess don't get too overwhelmed on, you know, thinking about it, or just think it's this mystical thing that comes to you, but just pick a structure, stick with it, and you just know you have to work yourself up and pretty much battle to become high value. So yeah.
Just to throw a quick cap.
Because this topic has been going around, and the thing about it is, honestly, I didn't talk on it, but when I kind of seen it, I kind of was like, I couldn't really break it down because I just know I am. Like, because just because I just am. Like, nigga, that's how. Because I just live life on my terms and do whatever the fuck I want, and I think about doing shit, I do it. I like this bitch, I get this bitch. I want this hookup, I got that hookup. I want this job, I got this job. I go in here doing this, it's gonna happen. I go in there doing that, and that happened.
Yeah.
And that's a lifetime of that shit.
Exactly. And that I will also probably say, not to overtake the conversation, but I would say that what you're expressing there is your innate confidence that has been developed over time. So an example, let's say you take an 18, 19, 20-year-old cat. He can't just get up in the morning and be like, yeah, I'm like Afi, it is what it is. I can get any hoe, I can get any car. He can't, because not only does he probably not have the trials and tribulations that you went through to get to the point where your mouthpiece is good, whether it's the women business, whether his bank account doesn't reflect what you have. He doesn't have that innate confidence that you have because he hasn't developed that yet. So to get to that point where you can think like that in itself is a kind of a path that you got to walk down before you can get to that point where it's just like, yeah, it is what it is. Get what I mean?
Hey, I like you, bro. Where you from?
I'm from, to be honest with you, I've lived all over, but if I could claim a city, I'll say Seattle.
Yeah, he's cool peoples, man. I like what you got to say, man. You said
you got a good vibe, right? Came on with a good vibe and shit.
Yep. Actually, yeah, man. That's what's up. I heard you say you were like a millennial or something like that. What does that even mean? Like how what is that?
It's this thing they say technically they say we're zillennials, but you know it's whatever. In between millennials and Gen Z. 26.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate it. I'm in.
So how old are millennials?
Actually, technically, technically, I'm on the borderline of a millennial. They say millennial.
Yeah, because they say we're the cut. They consider us kind of cusp because it's technically like early Gen Z is like the late 90s.
Okay.
So like 97, 98, most people say, but I'm 94. So like my memory starts at like 99, 2000. So when millennials and stuff talk, I can't necessarily relate to them when they talk about like the 90s or something. but at the same time, I'm too old.
Millennials,
I-
from 81 to 96, I think.
Mm.
So if you were woman 35, so I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pastor Coleman.
So
what you
what?
RPC? What you 38, right?
No, I'm 39. Yes, I'm a
30,
millennial.
you probably you on the borderline between generation X and millennial.
You got a channel?
Okay, so damn, I'm the only Generation X up in this motherfucker, huh?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, what kind of content you? I see.
I'm gonna get on the next panel with my rotary phone, my dial up. We talk to y'all through Hotmail.
Word.
What up, LET? Hey, what kind of content you put out? Seattle, what's your content?
Oh man, to be real, like I haven't even solidified what I want to do on YouTube, but I had a podcast in Seattle where I was
go. He gassed and you sub to Seattle Slideshow. Great insight he got. I thought you was over there dropping fire game.
No, not yet, but I'm one of those. I'm this typical, young cat that's tried so many different things. I've had like 7 different YouTube channels. I've done podcasts and stuff. So, but what I posted on this channel was basically just my podcast stuff, but I never really used it because my podcast is hosted on Spotify, so I didn't really need YouTube per se. But I've been trying to, get more and spread more knowledge to the brothers and stuff mainly about content creation and the rudimentary knowledge to like get online business stuff, because I've had like 4 different online quote unquote hustles per se, but I haven't really focused on one thing. That's kind of my issue. Just trying too many different things at once.
Keep it up, man. Shit, you said you're only 26. You got time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, I'm getting
and even when you get 36, you still might be still trying to figure it out, but you'll figure it out.
As long as you're learning from your failures, man. As long as you're learning a lesson a day, man. By the time you reach your 30s, you should be standing on the lessons you learned throughout that decade in your 20s.
God damn, I remember I was 26.
Man, me too. I'm knocking on 40. I'm looking back like, yo, when I was 20, I thought I was old.
Man. Being in the late 20s is
Shit.
Damn, I'm damn near 20 years older than you. I was already getting it in. You was just getting skeeted out.
Yeah, right?
Shout out to your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I feel 30 approaching, and it's just kind of making me realize, man, I'm going to be 30 in 4 years. I really better get it moving,
That's a good feeling. I remember when I was 5, I was like, oh shit, like I'm not 18 no more. I ain't 20 no more. Shit, like 30's like right there. Like, all right, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like let me not even what I'm doing with my life, but more so let me more so focus, because I'm still a little bit with the playing around, going out, chilling, whatever. But sometimes you got. I would say that was the turning point of me being more focused on becoming an adult. I'm saying being exactly from mentality.
Shit, at 25, I was just coming home from doing a bid, and I fucking hit the concrete, rolled out the motherfucking bunk, right into my pants, straight out the cell, hit the concrete, and I ain't looked back since. And I ain't paused for a minute.
Damn.
Shout out to Unplugged Fitness. Hey, I just sent you a link. We about to get off, but you can give an online shout out to your channel.
I reckon
team up and give a shout out to your channel.
Yeah, I recommend Unplugged Fitness, man. I actually took his training regime that he's got. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just the diet. I'm just still battling with the diet portion, but the workout routine and stuff is pretty good, bro. He's a good brother.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I fucks with you already know. Unplugged Fitness. Yeah, come on in. Well, shit, bro. RPC, what's your last words? We'll just run it down. And then Unplugged Fitness, you just come on and say yours.
Yeah, just to recap what I had said in the beginning as far as what a high value man is. A high value man knows his importance, knows his worth. And in addition to that, like we've been saying throughout the show, a high value man or a man of value has to be able to bestow something upon somebody else. Has to be able to, I guess, give value to somebody else. Like they say, like when you're dealing with somebody, or let me speak for myself, when I'm dealing with somebody, male, female, whatever the case may be, I feel like that person should be better than they were when they first met me. I mean, because like I said, I'm a person of value. Like Mr. Man in Action said, I agree with him. Like if you're a man of value, then other people will say that about you. It's not about you going around telling people from the highest mountain, I'm a man of value, I'm a man of value. Ain't about that, because if you ain't got nobody to vouch for that, to verify that, then then like me and Sasso came to the conclusion that's delusional. You know what I mean? So if you want to become a man of value, first of all, become a man. That's someone who can control their emotions, set their emotions aside, and use logic and reason. So that's step one. A lot of you dudes gotta learn how to be a man. Second thing is you have to learn how to. I swear I'm gonna do a chapter on this in my book. You guys have to learn how to value your attention. You dudes give females attention just because you're afraid to lose it. You know what I'm saying? A man of value is a man of value knows how to get something, lose it, and get it right back even better. Y'all dudes, like y'all finally win something out with it. Y'all finally earn something like, oh no, I worked so hard to get this. I don't want to do nothing to lose this. Nah, man, you can't have that mentality. You gotta know that if you lose, you can get it right back, and when you get it back, it's gonna be even better. So be a high value man, have integrity, you know what I mean, have principles, and most definitely have standards. And again, this has nothing to do with females. This has to do with your life, all facets of your life, man. Have standards. So that's what I'm gonna say, man. And Unplugged Fitness, man. What up? How are you?
Hold on, Unplugged Fitness.
How you guys doing, bro? I'm so mad at myself for coming late, bro. I apologize to the whole panel, man. Fuck.
So good.
It's all good. We chilling. I'm gonna have you go on last. So you gonna say
no, absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to come in and show love, bro. Afi, me and you got to do a show, bro. Like we're due for one, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
So
TOP, what's up? Oh, he just popped off. Oh, fuck it. All right, subscribe to TOP. Trav, go ahead.
Hey, what up, y'all? Shoot, just be the best man you could be and decide. You'll know if you're high value to yourself. That's to me what matters the most. So just do that. But other than that, shoot, appreciate being on the panel.
Trav, what up, baby?
What up? What up?
Seattle Side Show. And shout out to TOP just popped back up.
Yeah.
Seattle Shy Show. Go ahead, bro.
Oh man, I would just say, I mean, I'm only 26, bro, but from what I've learned so far, high value from at my point, I would just say is I can't speak on what you guys say when you say just think this or be it, because I'm not there yet. But I would say is having structure, definitely learning from your mistakes. Discipline is especially a main thing. The compound effect, I'll probably say. Unplugged Fit would know about this. Like, going to the gym, even if you went 2 or 3 times a week for just 20, 30 minutes, that's better than doing it once a month. So learning learning the effect of doing small things consecutively to build up the larger things. I know a lot of young cats like me, we kind of, like you said, the microwave generation, we kind of think that we got to do one huge big task and then everything comes from there, but it's got to be over time. So I would say pacing yourself, the discipline, and just learning, like reading books, audiobooks. Like I'm always listening to something inquisitive, like learning and actually acting on it. Don't just consume the knowledge, use it, because otherwise it's kind of pointless. You may as well watch a movie if you're going to read a book and don't use the knowledge. But that's my piece on that. And by the way, Unplug, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get for real with the diet stuff, bro. I'm just kind of struggling with it.
Yeah, don't slack, bro. Come on.
Mr. Man in Action. What's up, Marty McFly? You want to go come shout out real quick? Just press the stream. Go ahead, Marty McFly. Mr. Man in Action. TOP.
Yeah, I would just like to echo what RPC said, and that's in order to become a high value man, you first got to be a man, and then you got to determine for yourself what your value is or what you have to offer other people, and then understand that the things that you do in your life, the material items that you accumulate is going to be perceived as valuable by other people, and your value, which is dependent upon those people, is not only subjective, but it's entirely dependent on what they deem to be valuable and whether or not you got it.
Mr. Man in Action, you back?
Yo, can you? Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm in the country right now, but I mean, the final thoughts I would give, bro. Of course, like I said, don't even think about this high value shit. Just be it. And another thing is have a network. Because remember, guys, people print money. People created Google. People created the fucking internet. So if you understand how to meet people, you can raise just by that. So it's all about your network. Know how to talk to people. Know how to communicate with people. Know how to read people, and then you will become high value just by the people you know. It's kind of impossible for you to become high value without knowing anybody.
The echo.
So, yeah, it sounds like I'm echoing a little bit.
Oh, good.
But anybody, it's really impossible. If you think about anybody who's popping or valuable or got clout, they know other people that gave them clout. Even if it's Instagram followers and you got a whole bunch of bots following you, it's still people that created those bots. So remember, bros, it's cliche as fuck, but you gotta have a network. You gotta know how to talk to people. You gotta know how to have people that vouch for you when it comes to this high value shit. Just learn how to talk to people. That's it.
Marty McFly, what's going on? High value, what you think?
Oh man, what's up, man? Everything's good, man. It's good to see you doing great things, man. Yeah, it's good to see you with the book. Yeah, I see you grind. You know, I see you, man. High value, man. What's the? I just kind of popped on. I don't want to just speak.
Closing out. Just give a little closing statement on a summary on what a high value male is to you. What do you think?
Oh, okay. In my opinion, like a high value man is in control of his domain wherever he goes, and sometimes that's knowing how to interact with other bosses. Because sometimes ego plays a great part in not being able to succeed to the next level. Because it's like one boss doesn't know how to communicate with another boss to achieve something greater. So I guess being humble and then secure within your power, wherever that might be. So whether it's be talent or making a lot of money, you're secure enough to also deal with other people who are also considered bosses. I think that's like a good foundation. And then like the other gentleman said, I just caught the end of what he said. Building social capital is so important in today's, I can say today's economy and today's dealing with women, because more often than not, women value what other people value, which is kind of silly, but that's how they perceive things. So if you have value with their friends, vis-a-vis, now you have value with them. So whatever you do, whether it be, writing books, podcasts, working out, if you're just like the best at what you do and you display that in a somewhat professional way where it's like alluring and inviting, where they can see you making steady progress, you're not even humble bragging, but you are making whatever you post. Like I see you when you post, you like, my book is on sale, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I see it, but other people see it too. So that alone it's just one part of it, but that's that builds. That's a part of building your high value. It's just my opinion.
So shout out to Shanoy, man. That's my brother right there. Go ahead, Myra, end the show with that hot fire.
And I wanted to say, nah, bro. I gotta say thank you because I don't know if you guys know this, but Afi was instrumental in getting me on YouTube, getting me to be on, create an aura, all that stuff, man. Obviously, I got his book to support. Go get this excellent book. But the thing is, I want to just thank you for that, bro. And Red Pill Chauvinist, Trav, all you guys, because you guys were there like in the beginning when I had like nothing. So I got to pay homage to the guys that helped put me on. And then with that said, to finish this off, as far as like defining yourself as high value, my biggest thing is this: you don't defer to a woman's leadership or authority at all. Like you become the prize, right? You create, and then she comes. Because I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Bitches don't help you build. They move in, man. So once you guys internalize that, like, it's gonna be easy. You know what I mean? Because no girl wants to sit there and like truly, girls say, "Oh, I want to build and all that." But bro, it's 2020. We live in an instant gratification society. She wants you pre-assembled Amazon style. She don't want to fucking build with you, and that's an uncomfortable pill for a lot of guys to swallow. So I say this: become the man, and let her come and become your woman. That's how I define being a high value guy. You don't defer to no chick's authority. You don't let her control anything in your decision making, because inevitably, if you put a woman in charge, you let her lead, she's gonna lead you, but to the end of the relationship. So that's how you got to do it, man. That's my thing. But I just want to pay homage to the homies, bro. And Afi, I'm so mad at myself for coming late, bros. Filming content in Miami Beach, man, for my boy Fresh Prince CEO. Shout out to him. And yeah, I just got back home now. Fucking mad at myself, man.
Good. Well, I hope everybody have a good night. Make sure you subscribe to Unplug.
Yeah, I didn't even plug myself. Yeah, Unplug Fit on Instagram, guys. My YouTube channel is Unplug Fitness. The party was coming and show love. Shout out to the club. I see you in the chat too, brother. Thank you for calling in and supporting us on that show. We'll get you on our podcast. You too, Afi. We want to bring you guys on as guests. So Red Pill Chauvinist, you as well. Like you guys all have great viewpoints, man. So we're gonna bring all you guys on the show when we do it. That's the only way we could pay back, man. At least we could do.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey yo, Afi, this whole time we ain't getting out one. We ain't sitting out one. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Man. You ain't give us that one. Let's get it. Come on, man.
And in action.
He probably busy. He said he was in the country, man. He probably busy.
You got his joint muted.
Let's get it.
He's out of here.